Hello everybody, this is Dalfa, and we're back in Sunrider Liberation Day Return. Back on Ava's Ark, trying to get the normal end this time. Here's a question, do you guys want me to do Sola next, or Asuga? Cause that's all that's left, and after that, I'll try to get all the bad ends, and that'll be the end of Sunrider, until the next game comes out, which will probably be in a few years, maybe. Okay, so this time I want to see what happens if we kill Chigara. Let's see. Understood. Arrah! Do you have a plan, Captain? Yeah, first we're going to have to send the FTL message to Fontana, and then we swap you out for this universe's Claude when the battle begins, putting you inside the Bianca instead. And then you can let Asuga pass this time, and she'll take care of the Liberty for us. Then let's go! Well, that was easy. So, we're on the path to kill, Asuga. Not Asuga, Chigara. Wrong person. Right, all the same. Oh, here we go. T-minus 44 hours before the Liberation Day Massacre. 8 hours until Chigara dies. Ha ha ha. Okay. So this time, we go inside the ducts instead of going through the door. Okay. This is definitely going to be a bad end. They ran out of the hallway and made a beeline back into the maintenance tunnels. Okay, we took care of the transmission. Now all we've got to do is put Chigara out of commission. We need to get Claude into the Bianca for the coming battle. Any ideas how we're going to do that? I'm sure I could figure something out. The Claude of this timeline has still chosen to play the role of the Bethune Doctor. Once I take off on the Bianca, I don't think she'll do anything drastic like rewind time. Drop me off at the hangar, and I'll hide inside the Bianca until the sortie order comes. Alright, security's still on high alert, be careful. Roger! They crawled through the tunnels once more and made their way down to deck 2. Alrighty. Schultz poked his head out from the maintenance gate and checked that the coast was clear. Alright, let's go. Alrighty. They descended onto the catwalk and ran towards the Bianca. Schultz gulped. Now that Claude was going to be stuck inside the Bianca, the remainder of this mission would now be entirely in his hands. There'll be no more second chances from this point on. Claude, we're counting on you. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Just as he finished those thoughts, the alarm rang overhead. Warning! Intruder detected! Shit! Schultz covered his eyes as a spotlight fell on their position. The Marines patrolling the floor of the hangar rushed up the catwalk. Come on, let's go! Move! Claude? Isn't there anything you can do? Sorry, Captain, but you know the rules. He drew his pistol. The Marines split into two groups in an effort to surround them. One group rushed forward across an elevating bridge used to load pilots onto their riders, while the other group continued on the catwalk, running along the wall of the hangar. Just then, Ava grabbed a hold of him and threw him to the ground. Sorry. What the? Doctor, use this chance to escape. Understood. She tore the pistol from his grasp and held it to his head. I've captured the imposter. Claude sprinted towards the nearest maintenance shaft. Unfortunately, she realized too late that the shaft was actually nothing more than an oversized air duct. She grabbed a nearby blowtorch and burned the vent open and tried to squeeze herself in. Unfortunately, she proved too top-heavy to fit through the gate. Yeah, you might want to suction those out or something. This is what you get for having a boob job, I suppose. I can't fit, Captain! Suck your boobs in, you idiot! Schultz looked in panic as Marines surrounded their position. I knew I should have gone on a diet! Claude squeezed her boobs flat and managed to wiggle through the gate. She vanished into darkness as she crawled deeper into the airshaft. Ava led Shields down the catwalk and onto the floor of the hangar at gunpoint. Don't worry, we'll just have to count on Claude pulling through. Hopefully. The Marines handcuffed Shields as Ava turned him in. Oh, hello, me. A familiar face walked into the hangar. End of the line, prototype. Commander, you damn well have a good explanation as to what you were doing with him, and how he escaped the brig. Captain. Despite her cool exterior, Shields knew that Ava was currently racking her brain for a logical explanation for her actions. Before she could think of one, more bad news appeared. Oh, brilliant. Chigara's just like a flea. She's everywhere. It appears someone used the commander's security credentials to unlock the imposter cell. Of course, I'm not accusing the commander of setting the imposter free, but... Captain, the chief speaks the truth. Shit. So she couldn't think of anything. It was I who set the other Kyoto shields free. In fact, I believe his words are the truth, and it is the chief engineer who is the true spy. You must revoke her security clearance and detain her, or else she may very well disable this entire ship right now. I don't know what you're trying to pull here, Prototype, but to think you've actually managed to turn my own executive officer against me. Again me? Really? Again me? Oh well, Commander, you are effectively relieved of your rank and your duties. You are to be confined for the duration of this operation. Take both of them in, boys. Shit. I've got to do something drastic. Alright, I admit it. I really am a prototype. You've got me. But I'm willing to talk. I know everything they're planning. You'll need my help to win this battle. Oh? We'll see about that. With that, a Marine shot him with a stun round. Ow. Shield's world faded to white as 50,000 volts of alternating currents coursed through his muscles, sending him tumbling to the ground. Ow. The pair of Marines escorting him dropped shields to the floor upon arriving at the front of the bridge, making him tumble flat on his face. Ow. Again. He looked up to see... I see he finally regained consciousness. Kyoto shields. Once again, he faced himself, his greatest nemesis. Shields tried to throw himself at his past self, but found that he was completely bound at the foot and wrists. He only struggled in futility against his captor. You son of a bitch. I see you've even turned my own XO against me. Shields looked around to see Ava standing beside him, now in handcuffs as well. Captain, you're making a mistake. That's still the real Kyoto shields in front of you. You still have one last chance to stop the prototype's plot. I implore you to take it. Commander. No. Ex-Commander. After all we've been through, you disobeyed my orders. Worked behind my back. We're through. To think I once called you my friend. Shit. He's completely lost his mind. Are we gonna have another fight on the bridge? Just what kind of lies have Chigara been feeding him the past couple of hours? For all intents and purposes, he's fallen completely under the prototype's control. There's no hope of even convincing him now. Captain, you are blind. The Kyoto shield struggling on the floor now is a far better captain than you are. He has worked the past 2 days to thwart the prototype's plot, while you have done nothing but play according to their script. You must come to your senses. This is your final chance. Enough. I will not be questioned in my own bridge. Burning embers glowed inside the other shield's eyes. No, it's just like when... I'll damn the entire galaxy if it means protecting Chigara. She was there for me. When? While you weren't. Sweat dripped down Shields' face as he heard his past self rave in madness. He closed his eyes. Yes, this was the me of the past. A fool. A dangerous fool. Just then, he heard Akari's voice on the comm. Asuka's gone berserk! Oi, Captain! What are we supposed to do? Are we actually going to shoot her down? The battle has already begun. No. Has Claude gotten into position? Was our plan a success? Captain, your orders! Charge the Sunrider's Trinities. Lock on to the Blackjack. Shit! Don't do it! Shields! Watch me, Captain! One day, you're going to realise I was right! Trust in Asuka! She's right! Claude, use the grav gun to stop Asuka! Tee-hee-hee! Sorry, Captain, but I'm afraid your other versions managed to outmaneuver you. Claude's face appeared on the main monitor. I won't be listening to your orders anymore! Shield sighed in relief. Claude, you made it! Of course! Fooling my other self was a piece of cake. Now, this is the pivotal moment. What is your order? It's too late for second thoughts now. Getting Asuka to kill Chigara, for us, really is the only option. Let Asuka through, and let her destroy the Liberty. Alright! If that's your choice. What? You! The other shields grabbed him by the scuff of his throat and lifted shields off his feet. For a moment they faced off against each other, in front of the bridge, their backs illuminated by the giant main monitor, man to man. Well, it's kind of one-sided, since we're technically binded up at the moment. Oh dear. Shields gritted his teeth. This would be where he would finally defeat his past self and rewrite the future. He would dirty his hands in the process by murdering Shigara and turn Asuka into her murderer. But it was a small price to pay. The security of the entire galaxy hinged on this moment. Fire on! At that moment, Ava broke free of the Marines and headbutted the other shield's gut. Hold your fire! The captain's gone insane! As executive officer, I am taking command. Silence! You will obey me! I am the ship's captain! A captain corrupted by an enemy spy. You are no longer worthy of this ship. Wherever lies the chief's fed you, you must step out of it. No, at this rate, Shigara will... The Marines could only dart their eyes from the captain and the commander of the ship, at a complete loss as to whose orders to obey, as the two of them struggled on the floor. The blackjack sailed past Bianca, the past now altered. Hiya! Captain, what the hell's going on? Asuka's putting way too much stress on the blackjack's engines. It's like she's gone insane. At this rate... Uh-oh. Suddenly, two of the blackjack's tail thrusters exploded. Somehow, Asuka managed to maintain the blackjack's course, sending it spiraling towards the Liberty. What? Oh no. A realization dawned on Shields. From this point on, he had no idea how events were going to unfold himself. Just what was going on. Chigara! We're both going to die! Together! Shields' blood went cold. No! No! This isn't what I thought would happen! Captain! I've done it! I loved you! This is for the best! Now everyone will be safe! Shields collapsed to his knees as the blackjack collided into the Liberty, vaporizing both riders in a massive fireball. No! Asuka! The Marines finally snapped out of their confusion and rushed to detain Shields and Ava, but it was already too late. The timeline had already been rewritten. A time paradox now triggered. The entire universe collapsed. Again. Oh dear. Shields looked at the twisted debris of the blackjack on the main screen as the world faded to white. I didn't mean to kill you too. I'm sorry, but the galaxy is saved now. You saved everyone, even though you had no idea. In the end, he had decided he would sacrifice the lives of his family to fulfill his mission. And this was the logical outcome of that decision. He would simply have to live with the knowledge that he had sent Asuka and Shigara to their deaths. Shields hung his head and closed his eyes as he faded into nothingness. This is the end. It's finally over. This is the price we paid for peace. Rest in peace, Asuka. Rest in peace. We're back here. Oh, Asuka's grave! No! Oh no! I didn't want to read that! I did not want to read that! No! Shield and Ava stood in front of Asuka's grave. While a more grand memorial was constructed back on Ruvia Prime, the two of them had decided to make a small shrine of their own, beside the resting places of their families. Shields knelt down and placed a package of the spiciest curry he could find on the planet in front of Asuka's altar. Asuka, it's been 2 years since we liberated Sira. Everything happened the way you said. Chigara really was a spy. I should have listened to you sooner. If I had done that, then you would still be alive today. In the universe which emerged from Shields' mission through time, Shields had chosen to believe Ava's suspicions that Chigara was a prototype, while they worked together to thwart the prototype's plan to commit a mass assassination after the battle. Asuka had endeavoured to stop Chigara on her own. In the end, Asuka collided the Blackjack into the Liberty during the battle, killing both of them. Thanks to Shields warning Fontana about the virus prior to the battle, the combined fleet and the Allied Pact fleet then managed to defeat the Nightmare Ascendant, upon which the remaining Pact Loyalist forces unconditionally surrendered. Newly instated, Venkaza S. Fontana declared his intent to sign a peace treaty with the Solar Alliance, wherein Pact gave up all military claim to the Neutral Rim, bringing an end to the war. Ultimately, they lived in a mostly happy future, where the billions of lives which would have been lost had the massacre took place were spared. However, the guilt of sending Asuka to kill Chigara would weigh on Shields' heart for the rest of his life. In the end, I used Asuka to murder her best friend, who in turn was simply being mind-controlled by the prototypes. Neither of them deserved their fates. This peace was won with their blood. As he stared at Asuka's tombstone, Shields wished with all his heart that it had been his blood which had paid for their victory. In the end, his heart was ravaged with regret. I should have been the one to die. It was my responsibility. I was a coward. I sent my pilots to die, when preventing the massacre was my mission, not Asuka's. Ahem. Ava knelt down beside him. Kyoto. Her death saved the lives of Admiral Grey, as well as a dozen other Alliance officials, and even that pales in comparison to the billions she saved by preventing an all-out war between the Alliance and Pact. I could not imagine a better hero's death than that. In the end, I think she would be proud. She will always be remembered as the saviour of the galaxy. No, the real reason why she died wasn't that. It was because I never returned her feelings. Indeed, he was haunted by the guilt of having had ignored Asuka's affections to the very moment of her death. It was a truth which only Shields knew. Asuka had not died a hero's death, meaning to sacrifice her life for the galaxy. She had died in sorrow, her mind torn apart by her awakening, and her heart broken from her unrequited love. But Shields would never tell anyone else the truth. Instead, he would take it to his grave, so that Asuka would forever live on, larger than life, as a mythic war hero. That was the only thing he could do for her now. He made his decision. He would keep marching forward. That would be his punishment for sending 2 of his pilots to their deaths. No matter what, we'll keep living. Regrets are here to make us stronger. In the end, we can't redo our past. He stood and saluted to Asuka's grave. Ava joined in with a crisp salute of her own. Shields faced Ava. The Sunrider sets port tomorrow at 0800 hours. Commands receive reports from the Alliance that entire colonies have begun to vanish near the Monosine Abyss. We're to join the Alliance task group and investigate. Let's move out. Sir, I once again look forward to being your XO on this new voyage. Shields left the graveyard with Ava behind him. His mission was not yet over. With that, Captain Kyoto Shields and Commander Ava Crescentia returned to space. And there we go. The normal end. Maiden's suicide. Aww. So sad. Well, you managed to prevent the massacre, but both Asuka and Chigara ended up dead. And it doesn't look like you managed to score with your childhood friend either. Teehee, too bad, Captain. If you're feeling too lonely, I, Claude Trillo, shall more than make up for your Kunderi XO. That is, if you can find my ending. Hoo-foo-foo-foo. All this happened because you couldn't convince the other Kyoto that Chigara was a prototype. Try again, and this time, confront the other Kyoto shields with the hollow you got from the sickbay. Didn't I do that? Or didn't I? But then, you have an ending in this version as well? How many endings does Claude have? I'm actually curious about that. I might look for it. Maybe, we'll see. There we go. The end of Ava's arc, I suppose. Alrighty, and the next arc we're going to be doing is Sola's. This will be interesting. I think she has the most endings. Yes. Alright, so that's the end of Ava's arc. I think there are a few more endings. I don't know, probably bad ones. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. This has been Delpha. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. Thank you again, and goodbye.